Chip Wade here at IBS. We're walking across the floor, tons of great and amazing new products that we're finding. I stumbled across Modern Mill. This is a really revolutionary product, and I met my friend Chandler here, who has a lot of experience with the finishes and the workability, which that's really what's super impressive. Now this stuff kind of is spanning the gap between the benefits of PVC and the beauty and workability of wood, which I've never seen before. And this is all done with rice?
That's absolutely right, yeah. You just summed it up perfectly, right? Everything that this piece of white plastic does, ACRE does, but provides the workability of wood, courtesy of our friends in here, the rice hulls, that the U.S. is a net exporter of rice. We manufacture, or we grow 26 billion pounds of rice a year. This is shaken off every grain of rice. It is thrown in the landfill. It is used for animal bedding, for garden topping. We take it, blend it with some PVC resin and some other ingredients, and then we're left with a board that, again, does everything that this board does or your other composites do, but looks, feels, smells, works, and more importantly, most importantly, stains like a piece of wood.
So it even smells like wood.
Yeah, so people say it smells like cereal.
And now, ooh, even better, even better. Okay, so I love this because, I mean, obviously this is going to be a stable material that's not going to rot, ever.
Correct.
But again, the downside of PVC is that you can't stain it. There's other kind of inherent kind of drawbacks, but the fact that you have the resins in here in the rice husks, it basically gives us more of like a grain look too, which is fantastic. There's a really awesome texture to this that feels, I wouldn't say unique, but it feels natural,
yeah,
which is really nice. Now, I can't help but look at some of the different profiles that we're dealing with here. So we can see we have kind of like a tongue and groove scenario that this looks like like a typical kind of like a 1x6 tongue and groove, but on the back side we actually have a beaded panel. And what I find fascinating is when y'all are manufacturing this comes straight from the factory with an option of using smooth base or beaded panel that can take paint or stain equally well. That's also a really unique attribute in a building material product. Well, again, whether we're using it exterior or interior, I love the flexibility of having one material that you can just have a stockpile of and just work with it how you want. I mean, that's how I do a lot of my custom projects all over the country, as I get really familiar with the material, get enough of it on site to be creative with, and that's really how we make more great final products.
Absolutely. So if you look, can I build with ACRE? Right? And the easier question is to ask, what can I not build with ACRE? And we say we are, a lot of things, we are not structural, right? But if you think about your house, and you think about the profiles like you're talking about, right? So we've got, and you look at our booth, we've got the siding, so that's again, a reversible shiplap. So it's got a 1/4 inch gap on that face side, line fasten, but if you want to face fasten, one plug, on this side, you can actually do a center match, right? You've got your siding, you've got your trim board, you've got your porch ceiling, right? You've got your decking, you've got your porch floor, you've got your outdoor furniture. Those Adirondack chairs there are made of ACRE.
Now you can thermoform this as well, I guess, right? Because I see bent profiles.
Absolutely. So again, because we do have a PVC resin component to our material, we do offer all those benefits, right? So you can heat form it, you can fold it, but when we incorporate the rice hulls into the blend in the way that we manufacture this, we do have a stiffer, harder, more stable skin. So again, you've got all these options: your outdoor cabinetry, your outdoor furniture, your decking, your porch floor, your siding, your trim, your window boxes, your garden planters, your outdoor shower, all that. And you can make it all look like mahogany, or you can make it all just, you can paint it white and have it be like a piece of painted cedar.
I mean, look at this. You cannot do this with PVC. The stain is beautiful on here, and this is going to last, like exterior or interior. Again, this is absolutely my language of having one material that I can make almost anything out of. As a craftsman, that is just like the gold standard. Cutting PVC, it's like a static electricity nightmare. You know, talk to me about machinability. How does this hold fasteners? Take me down that path.
Yeah, great question. So when we first launched Modern Mill, we went out to market and we had a message about being a sustainable material made of upcycled rice hulls, a wood alternative, sustainable. When we got into the market, it was really the builders, the contractors, folks like yourself, who talked back to us about what it was like. So when we hear about, sometimes when you're working with some of the other composites and some of the other competitive materials out there, if you miss the joist, if you miss the rafter, and you get your screw in there and it might spin out. It heats up and it burns out.
And you're done.
That doesn't happen here, right? So we'll take a screw, and what we like to do is we like to drop the tailgates of our pickup trucks. We go to a job site, and we'll do something simple. We'll just take a screw, we'll send it into the side of the board, and we'll drive it in and out, and we'll just show guys, you know what? Look at that. And it doesn't seem like much, but when we talk to folks, this gets hot, this doesn't burn out, it holds the screw, right? So when you're fastening things, if you miss, you're not having that one nuisance we talked about, right? So then let's talk about wood, because we are really here to make a splash into being an alternative to wood.
Sure.
You know what's happening with wood supply with cedar. It happened with redwood 20 years ago. There is allocation, there are price increases. So for the wood folks, we'll take that same board, right? And we'll send a screw right into the edge.
So that's startability too.
Oh yeah, so it'll sink right in there.
Wow.
And then what we'll do is we'll start this board, and I'll just take this, right, and I'll maybe put it in. So if you're working with wood, right, you're gonna have to pre-drill. You got the risk of cracking.
Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it.
Yeah. It's gonna countersink itself, right? A nice flush finish. It doesn't dimple, it doesn't pocket out. It's got
you can't do that with wood. Impossible. Yeah.
So then we have another fun thing that we like to do. So people say, what else can I do? So because we do have a PVC resin component to our material, we love folks to use glue, right? So I can take this quick set PVC trim glue.
So there's enough of that in there to actually create this a nice bond.
Yeah, exactly. A nice mechanical bond here on this chemical bond. So we'll take this PVC adhesive.
Wow. And this is so fast too. The benefit of using PVC adhesives is that it's pretty much instantaneous. That's the one benefit of using PVC besides its longevity, is that you can just manipulate, hold it for a second, and then it holds, which makes you have progress a lot faster. But having the wood look is amazing.
So we'll let that sit for a second. I'm gonna show you some of the jigsaw, right? So when we go out, we'll either do it ourselves or ask somebody to do it. We'll take a sheet good. We'll set up with jigsaw. So it doesn't matter what you're cutting. That cuts easier than wood. It doesn't melt in the saw blade. It creates almost what kind of looks like a grave nut sealer, right?
Wow.
And now I've got this glued up. Watch your fingers on there, but go ahead and pull on that.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing.
That's it, right?
Really, I mean, this also, what I'm seeing is, even though it's really easy to do, close to the edge fastening, you don't need as many fasteners when you're using this type of bonding method. This is fabulous.
Yeah. So what we also have is the ability to actually sand down this material, right? So what we can actually do is, if you're working with ACRE, you can actually take some sandpaper. You can
a micro bevel on there and
exactly. You can tighten it up like a piece of wood. If maybe your miter joint isn't perfect, you come in here, take some sandpaper, you do this, and again, instead of having a staticky white dust that's going to stick to you, you just blow right off. Then we can take a brush, a little stain.
This is so cool. I'm loving this stuff. You see this?
Yeah.
Pretty amazing, right?
So I just take this stain, a little foam brush, water-based stains. So no primer, no edge treating.
It takes it perfectly evenly, which is another thing that wood doesn't do. What I'm hearing now is, I mean, modern mill is the advancement of the best of wood, the best of PVC, the ease of workmanship of a material that didn't even realize existed. But the fact that you can cut it, you can paint it, you can stain it, and this is available in all the different profiles. Buy a skid of it and just go to town and build everything.
And that's the great final touch is we actually manufacture from a 1/4 inch thick up to 15/16. We offer 4x8 sheets all the way up to 4x20s.
Wow.
We offer dimensional numbers, so your trim boards are 5/8, 4/4, 5/4.
And it's all laser straight, flat, smooth, and identical.
Right, so when we,
amazing.
Not to dive too deep in the details, but when we manufacture this material, we take the rice hulls, we grind them up, and we make the compound, right? Then we bring it to extrusion lines, and then I kind of joke, but that's where we make the candy, right? We pull these off, we sand them, and then we turn into a mill, modern mill. We use a gang rip, we use wood molders, we sand the boards, everything comes out, it's all the spec. And then at that point, the world is your oyster. You can actually take this and make the edge and center bead. You could route your crown molding profiles, you can make beaded sheets, whatever you're gonna do. You can thermoform them, bend them, whatever you wanna do, and you can do it with sheet goods, trim boards, siding profiles, decking, and porch doors.
Wow.
Paint it, stain it, and have the same longevity of the composites that have been on the market. You got a lot of great technology out there, and as you said, this is the evolution, the next generation of composite building material.
This is great. Chandler, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you for the time. Again, if you weren't able to join us here at the International Builder Show, make sure to check out Modern Mill. If you're a craftsman, if you're a contractor, if you're a designer, if you're a homeowner, this stuff is going to change the way that you do things around the house with construction. Awesome stuff here. Congratulations.
Yeah,
all right.